Everybody, and welcome to the finest and freshest football club TV in the land. It is season 5, episode 26 of the KCCAFC TV show. And tonight we talk nothing but the StarTimes Uganda Premier League and the Stanbic Uganda Cup that has hit the business end, the quarterfinals of the competition, where KCCAFC will be taking on Bull this coming week. Now we have everything in terms of the numbers and how the club is preparing ahead of this big game that is the quarterfinals of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Plethora of stuff tonight to discuss and talk about on the KCCAFC TV show. It's a new week, it's a brilliant month. Well, my name is Magero Moses Mwanje and I'm your host. You and us, because we have a guest, are walking this journey together. Just one off with that poll question that we earlier on put up on our social media pages. Now, if you've been able to check out X or Facebook, that is the question on your screen. That what are your predictions for KCCAFC's Stanbic Uganda Cup quarterfinals match against Bull on Saturday? That game will be this coming week on Saturday, and that should be the 11th of April. Now, what are your predictions? Head down on our official pages, Facebook and Twitter, and use that hashtag KCCFC TV, and we'll be able to read all your reactions here on the KCCFC TV show. Please use that hashtag KCCFC TV, and we'll definitely be able to read all your reactions. That is the question. Please do head down to our social media pages right about now. Now, away from that, we dive straight into the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, where KCCFC played Gaddafi this previous week. That game was at the Gaddafi Barracks in Jinja, and that was on Thursday. Well, big game, I should say, for the football club, and everyone was got an attachment to the club because we know how the club has been having a very amazing form when it comes down to playing football away from home. That game ended 2-1 in favor of KCCAFC, but definitely in that game, Gaddafi took an early lead, and that was a penalty after a player in Joseph Ogwang fouled a Gaddafi player in the box. That should be the moment right there. And then KCCAFC were behind as early as the 5th minute. Gaddafi taking that early lead, and that was from the penalty spot. Just after that, definitely KCCAFC asking a lot of questions to that Gaddafi team, who are the home side and also looking for their first win since the 3rd of January. And it's really tough for that team, that is Gaddafi, because they last won a game on the 3rd of January. And since then, they have not won a game, and they're really fighting for their lives because they're in the red zone. Well, KCCAFC going on to respond through Etienne Katenga, who loves a goal against Gaddafi Football Club, scored his first goal for the club in the first round against Gaddafi FC. And he went on to score the leveler in that game and restored parity for KCCAFC in the 30th minute. And then 5 minutes later, Muhammad Shaban, that man again, scored another goal for KCCAFC to make it 2. There were a couple of chances in that game. He felt that KCCAFC should even have won by a bigger margin, but the final score being 2-1, and KCCAFC maintaining that away form. 7 games winning away from home in a row. What a run we're having. I'm joined by Patrick Ocheng tonight on the KCCAFC TV show, and we'll be talking everything that has got to do with the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. First, we'll talk about the Stanbic Uganda Cup later. Patrick, first of all, you're not happy. What happened?
You're smiling. What is funny?
I don't understand. I expect you to be as jolly and happy as I am.
It's because you're smiling. What's making you smile?
I'm a very happy guy. I'm a very happy guy. But very pleased to have you on the show.
Maybe what's making you happy is the 7 straight away wins that the club is
Definitely,
having.
that should be one of the
At the start of the season, you rarely had a smile on your face. It's
the pre-season really gave me so much hope, I should say. And
for a man that supports Liverpool. And
do I support Liverpool? Have I ever come out here official and I said I do support that
well,
team?
I think I know you more than they know you, but it's okay. Don't hide your team.
Let me just let you know.
You've just been walloped.
To set the record straight, if you cut my veins, I bleed KCCFC yellow. That is how much I love this football club. But well, Patrick.
There's another red in there, but not the one from
eh?
Manchester. It's okay.
Very humbled and pleased to have you on the show tonight. And you come in as we talk about the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. What a run KCCAFC is having. 7 games away from home in all competitions. That is the Stanbic Uganda Cup and the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. And the club just doesn't know how to lose a game away from home.
Yeah, I was also looking at the away record in the Star Times Uganda Premier League, mostly in the second round of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. And it has not lost any game in the second round. It won against Villa.
Okay.
That was also in the first round. Then it came back from 3-1 to win against Express at Wankulukuku Stadium. Then it also went and won 1-0 against Vipers away in Chitende. And then yesterday, on Friday.
On Thursday.
I mean Thursday.
Yes.
It also comes back 1 goal down to win 2-3 against Gaddafi FC, a goal from Mohamed Shaban and Katenga, both having a combination, one assisting the other.
Actually Friday, right?
Yeah, one assisting the other in the first goal and then the other returning the favor in the second goal. And looking at the table, KCCA actually are on 35 points. They are 1 game less than the guys in the third, in the 5th and 4th. I'm actually looking at KCCA and comparing them with Vipers, who are third on the table and have played 2 games less than Chitara, who are top with 44 points. So I'm trying to compare and see the mathematics of KCCA winning the title. I know it's a big ask. It's at 35 points and Chitara are at 44. So if you do quick maths, it means KCCA is below by 9 points.
Below by 9 points. How many games do the top sides have got to lose for KCCAFC to get into,
of course,
title winning?
Yeah, you have Villa in the 4th position with 40 points. You have Vipers in the 3rd position with 41. Then you have Chitara first with 44, and very soon you're going to have Chitara playing Vipers, and you're going to have Vipers playing SC Villa.
Okay.
So you really see that there is, of course, there are points that are going to be lost. It's up to KCCA to capitalize on its next games in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. And maybe then the KCCA fans can think of a trophy, which I think, in my honest opinion, is far from reach this season.
I feel it's possible because if you said mathematically it's achievable. Then
realistically?
Well, for me, mathematically, I'm a math person. I'm a mathematics guy. I got a distinction.
Mathematician.
People that studied with me can attest to this. I got a distinction in mathematics, and I believe in mathematics. So I believe that it's mathematically right that
there is no
the club has got a chance.
Cosines and sines here. Your distinctions, you'll like the other side.
Well, we'll talk about the comeback, Patrick, because 1-0, the club goes down away from home, and I think this has become a norm. Against Express Football Club, KCCAFC took a lead, but went down.
In the first minute, actually.
Yes, in the first minute. Should be the fastest goal in the league this season.
Yeah, there are actually so far 3 goals scored
in the first minute.
Yeah.
Now it's a matter of seconds. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to go down to seconds. In Ugandan football, the seconds. We need to find
but yes, but then had to go down 3-1 in first half against Express Football Club, and then went on to turn that game around in the second half, winning that game 4-3. This time around, it was different. KCCAFC conceding in the 5th minute against Gaddafi FC that are fighting for their lives. At that time, it was, the club, it was a very slow start, I should say. And then you talked about that player, Etienne Katenga and Shaban Mohammed, who combined for both goals. But I'll talk about Etienne also struggling earlier on in the game. And actually, if you were keen enough, you should have seen some of the players that do play in his position were signaled to warm up before he scored in that goal. Well, we don't know who was coming out at the time, but at least you can try to look at some of the things happening. But we'll talk about the comeback. 2-1, did you ever envision this happening against?
I actually expected KCCA to lead the game by halftime. What I didn't expect is that penalty that Joseph Ogwang awarded to Gaddafi Football Club. But like I said, KCCA is a team in fine form, I can say, and I think the mentality, kudos to Abdallah Mubiru and his technical team. True. What he has changed that was lacking in the first half of the season was the mentality and the zeal to keep fighting. At 1-0, the KCCA of first round would never in a million thoughts have come back from that. Okay. But you see that they turned this around in the first half actually, and at halftime it was 2-1, and all they had to do was to keep in the game and make sure that there is no goal that is scored till 90 minutes. And for me, I didn't see them losing. I didn't see KCCA losing, even when it was 1-0 down. I didn't expect them to concede first, though, because looking at the away games, the last 6 away games that KCCA had, it had actually conceded in all competitions. It had conceded just one goal.
In the last...
No, it hadn't kept a clean sheet in one game, and that was against Express.
Yeah.
It kept a clean sheet against Admin FC in the Uganda Cup, then there was Ginger North, then URA, then Vipers, so then NEC also. So there were 5 clean sheets in the last 6 games.
So the team wins away, but at least concedes.
Yes, it had conceded
It's
in
not
one game.
something new that the team concedes away from home.
Ah, man. It had been a while since we last conceded.
Conceded a goal.
In the first round,
True.
we had did we have a clean sheet? The first clean sheet we had was against Arua Hill, 0-0. The game ended.
No, actually,
it was 1-1.
Yeah.
So the first clean sheet, if I'm to recall,
It came in December. It was late.
it was in December.
Yeah, it was late on.
We had no clean sheet.
Trying to remember that game, but it was really
game.
late on in
The
December.
entire
Yes, but then, well, that game ending 2-1 in favor of KCCFC at the Gaddafi Barracks in Jinja, and that is a side, or that is an area KCCFC will be revisiting. That is this coming week for a different competition in the Stand Uganda Cup. But we still talk about something that happened in that game. Shaban Mohammed scoring his 12th goal of the Star Times Uganda Premier League this season, just a goal shy of Nelson Senkatuka, who is on 13. Let's talk about this man, Shaban Mohammed, and how important is it to KCCFC's ambitions for the remaining part of the season?
I think if KCCA are to get anything close to a trophy this season, Mohammed Shaban has to be in fine form. And I don't want to say this, even if he's not in fine form, put him there. Even if he's not fully fit,
Just
please
have him on the pitch.
have him on the pitch with one leg. Let him live 90 minutes, but just have him on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because he came back, he was with the national team, and then he came back with Ashraf Mugume. That was against Pisoga United. And you see, they landed around 4 p.m. in the evening. And at 7 p.m., Shaban was at Lugogo, ready for the game. Of course, he didn't score, but he had some really good goal-scoring opportunities. And for me, I think, as a player, last season was very tough for him. I think he finished with 3 goals.
It was really very tough. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
think
his
they were
tally.
like-
That's how bad it was.
Yeah,
but
there were 3
he really
goals.
struggled
But
last
this season, everything went on kicking for Mohamed Shaban, right from the CAF. It all started in the CAF Confederations Cup with his first goal against Abu Salem at home. And then things started coming up. Actually, before even the CAF, in the FUFA Super 8, Mohamed Shaban was scoring and firing. So for me, I think he's having one of his best seasons in Ugandan football, and I really hope that he can keep going. And if it does go like this, I think he will have to hit and take the golden boot.
Okay, I just wish my producer can play the highlights. Should be for the KCCFC Gaddafi game?
Yeah.
Yes, if my producer can play those highlights, I'm sure he does have them. The highlights from the KCCFC Gaddafi game, yes, those are the highlights for that game, and that should be the goal. Yes, Shaban Mohammed, that is his 12th goal, and in total 15, actually 16 for the season, because he has 12 in the league, he has 3 in the Stand Uganda Cup, and 1 in CAF.
Yes.
That is 16 goals for Shaban Mohammed. The man on form, there he is, shirt number 9 for KCCFC, and also doing well for the country, because he recently scored against Ghana in that international friendly game. By the way, that Ghana team had players like Andre Dede Ayew, it had players like Jordan Ayew, it had the top brass that you normally see in the English Premier League, and that is the gentleman right there, Shaban Mohammed, who went on to get that equalizer for the Uganda Cranes recently when they were in Morocco for those 2 international friendly games against Comoros and Ghana. We've talked about the 16 goals Shaban has, 12 in the league, 3 in the Stand Uganda Cup, and 1 in CAF. But let's talk about Etienne Katenga. 4 goals for this gentleman. His first goal was against Gaddafi, and then 3 other goals have come away from home. 1 against Express FC, 1 against SC Villa, and then another goal against Gaddafi FC. He does love a goal against Gaddafi FC.
Yeah. His first goal for KCCA came against Gaddafi at home at the MTN Omondi Stadium. And then there he was. I want to see how long he will stay at KCCA, and I want to see how many goals he will score for KCCA against Gaddafi. There are those players who torture teams whenever they face them, and I think Gaddafi is, if they don't get relegated though, if they are still in the league next season, I think Gaddafi will be Etienne Katenga's team. Not only Etienne Katenga, by the way, because I don't want to bring Shaban because he's already scoring against
Already
almost
scoring.
every opponent. He also scored a brace against Gaddafi in the first round at MTN Omondi Stadium.
True.
And then he was also on the score sheet. But Katenga's game is revolved around keeping the players, the opponent, in their quarters.
True.
And if you look at the way he plays and assisting, you're not shocked that this is what he does. Though at times it does not come quickly and it doesn't come often. Because if you look at his stats, and I think this is something that Katenga needs to work on for a player of his caliber and a player of his type, and what KCCA need from him is assisting more often. And you rarely see a Katenga assist. I don't know when the last time you saw Katenga assisting.
There's one I saw against URA, that own goal by Sekajugo Vianney. He crosses the ball from the...
Wasn't that a corner?
No. He crossed the ball, actually. And I think as Vianney tried to head the ball away,
Yes.
he had it in his back of the net.
But that is,
But like
is
you
that
said,
an assist?
it
Do they
is.
count it as an assist?
Who had the ball before it got in the back of the
So
net?
an own goal has an assist from our
Well,
side.
I think he should have.
Anyway, so for me, I think Etienne Katenga, for a player playing off the wing with Osama Arafat, if you look at the numbers, Osama actually loves assisting. He assisted 2 goals against Busoga.
Yeah.
So if you can have Etienne Katenga adding assists to his tally, I think he's the kind of player that KCCA will want to get and won't want to miss in any of their games.
We'll have some of the numbers in here. Shaban Muhammad on 12 goals in the league for KCCAFC. Then Ashraf Mugume on 6 goals in the league. They have a tie there with Osama Arafat. Both of them have 6 goals. And then we have Etienne Katenga Openga on 4 goals in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. And there is another player in Emmanuel Alex Waswa, still on 4 goals in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. Those are the top scorers for the club. Definitely there are many others with 3, 2. We have Aida in there, I think, with 2. And very many others. Philbert Obenchan should also be among those.
Yeah, he has, I think, 2.
He should be 3. He has a goal against Arua Hill. He scored against
then a
Busoga.
screamer.
And
By the way,
UPDF.
a screamer against UPDF.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, they're
top
actually
goals.
like
3 goals for the captain. For the captain. For the acting captain of the club. Yes, but then the assists, the numbers you talked about, Osama has got 4 assists in there. Shaban has got 3 assists. And then obviously you have Emmanuel Alex Waswa also joining them in there. But as we wind this up, I mean, everything to do with the Star Times Uganda Premier League, we talk about the form of KCCAFC away from home. 7 games winning. And these 7 games, if my producer can just flash that artwork on that screen, the 7 games where the club has been able to win away from home, we have Vipers in there, URA, NEC, and then Admin FC, then Ginger North, and Express FC.
Plus
all those.
Now Gaddafi.
And now Gaddafi. Those are 7 games for KCCAFC winning away from home. Only 1 clean sheet against NEC. Oh, actually, there are a couple of clean sheets in there. NEC, Vipers, URA, and then you have Ginger North. Well, an Admin.
It has actually not kept clean sheets in 2 games out of the 7 games.
Yeah, Express and this one.
That's why I was telling you that KCCA conceding.
The mentality for the club to now.
And I think our first points away from home was against
the first win.
Arua Hill.
Yeah.
First points. We lost all away games.
In the first
Barra City, we lost after leading 1-0. Then we had, I think, with Villa also as well. Yeah. Villa was our first points away from home, if I recall the first 3
we went on to win against UPDF.
Yes, win against UPDF. Then, of course, NEC away.
Well, we lost very many games away from Busoga in there. Remember that game under the so-called floodlights?
There were very many games that we lost.
Yes.
And then Bull also away.
First game of the season.
Yes. So it wasn't a good start for KCCA away. Even at home, it wasn't that good. And I think I would like to commend the technical team as well. They have, apart from Chitara, which we lost 1-0 to, KCCA has had a very good home record this season. This season it has only lost to Chitara. I mean this year, in 2024, at home, KCCA has only lost to Chitara Football Club, which is a 1-0 loss at the MTN Omondi Stadium.
Should be the only loss this year.
Yeah, it's the only loss this year.
There is
Wakiso Giants,
at the end of
the 2-1.
Yes.
The 2-1 Wakiso Giants loss at Wakisha. Then
But the second round, only 1 loss.
It's only 1 loss, because that game against Wakiso Giants was the last game of the first round that was also played this year. But if we are to talk about this year alone, KCCA has 2 losses and 1 draw in a round, because all those away games are actually this year. So if you're to count in like 12 games.
Yes, 7 in the league because the first round had 15 games.
Yes,
So
7
we have
in the
played,
league
yes,
and
7
3.
in the league, then 3 in the Uganda Cup.
So 10. It has
out of 10 games,
2 losses, 1 draw, and
7 wins, 2 losses, and 1 loss.
Yeah,
no,
and it has
7 wins, 2 draws,
2
and
draw.
1 loss.
No, 1 draw. It's only 1 draw
7
against
wins.
Bull.
You've said second round?
This entire year.
This
out of
entire
the
year.
10 games.
Oh, okay. If it's this entire year, then it's 7 wins.
2 losses, and,
2 losses
1 draw.
and 1 draw.
And the 1 draw was a 0-0 against Bull.
Top stuff, Mr. Abdallah Mubiru and your entire technical team for, turning things around. It was a tough first round for KCCAFC.
How tough was it for you to
very, very tough.
have KCFC TV
and
coming here to tell?
I would come here and sell you dreams that next week we are going again. Next week we are going again. But
and you're hammered.
It was really, really tough.
How were you preparing for the shows?
Like
just tell the viewers how easy was it?
It was tough.
To come and tell them you play on Saturday at home,
and then you come and tell people that you've lost, but we are going again next week. It was really tough, but we had to get the job done. Well, we put everything to bed when it comes down to the Star Times Uganda Premier League, and we have the pictures from the fans when it comes down to football in Jinja. Here is the fan zone from that game between KCCAFC and Gaddafi Football Club at the Gaddafi Barracks in Jinja.
Ebyokulya tukyagula era mugenzi okuŋŋamba wano tubadde ku nkoko wano byonna bibina eno bakyagikaza erina okwongeramu ekirungo n'ekala bulungi nnyo naye nga gonja tumuyina ebyokunywa omukulu manala eri enkoko agikolako tuli bulungi nnyo era abataze ku eno trip abawagizi ba KCC basubiddwa nnyo.
Abawagizi baffe abo tubaagaliza buwanguzi, abagundi abazenyi baffe aba KCC tubaagaliza buwanguzi olw'ensonga bajja ne batuwagira nabo ku nkoko abatunda enkoko ey'omulembe ennyo wano mu Najjembe, naye abawagizi baffe tubaagala batuuke bulungi bagende bakube bulungi abasajja abo baveyo ne wiini. Tubaagaliza wiini olunaku olwaleero.
Abawagizi ba State Council or Eva babeera ne vayiro sente bazirina timu bajo neeri gye tubadde mu supermarket olabye sente ze baleseeyo. Tubaddeeyo baguze ebintu bingi era bazina wano baguze ebyokulya lwakuba obudde tukeereyeemu enkuba ogirabye.
Mazanyo meereere mbadde ngamba muganda wange ono buli wempita wano wengula enkoko naye leero tulindeko ku ssaawa emu inshallah emmoloka eyo nayo nange nagireeta ngiteeke wano yafuuka na muwagizi wa kanso naye nga ssaawa emu tujja wano natuvaayo n'amasanyu eri kuba tugenze na buwanguzi mateeka timu kati yakolera eri wano kyolina okumanya nti eya Shabani yo nagibaze dda eya Usama nagibaze dda.
Ndi mutunzi wa nkoko Najjembe wano KCCA ndi muwagizi waayo lwa nsonga nti nabo bajja ne batuwa ku ssente
olw'okuba nti olwayo tugenda kusamba Gaddafi ndi musanyufu nnyo era nebaza Katonda nina obukakafu mu ttiimu yaffe KCC nga bwe mulabye emipiira egisembyeyo performance tiimu gyeyolesezza kyemmanyi olwaleero ku lugendo lwaffe luno Gaddafi nga bwe tugenze ku bugenyi tugenda kuwangula ne golo 3 ku bwereere.
Team away, the traveling team. Okay. Yeah, the traveling fun.
Share with us about what you love most traveling to Jinja.
I love that place where they sell chicken. It's called what?
Yeah, ekisooka okunyumira nti ngenda nendaba ku basirikale nga wana baba tebakutte nnyo mundu nga we mbalaba eri babeera bakutte mundu n'ensaawa eno balaba bakutte emiggo ekitegeeza embeera yonna yonna ebeerawo tegenda kubeera mu masasi ya miggo era olwenjala wano ku Gaddafi Arena byensinga okulaba n'ekirala ng'olaba nga bakola celebration nze ndwawo okulaba emipiira nga tuli ku busubi naye abasajja abatereeza akasubi nakumba njagala njije nkalabe.
Any memories
of the trips? Many before you were born.
How is the environment? How are the people? We are seeing soldiers everywhere.
No, the people are calm. This place is calm, maybe because they are disciplined. I enjoyed because those young girls and boys, they are living their lives. When I see them happy, doing what they want in life, I feel happy. Siguze nkoko.
Wange olwalero enkomyewo nali neewamba naye tufunye kawini homwadawe
bakoze quick reaction kole gye basoso tuteeba nasobola okubayo goal ezebbiri naye nga tutusambye bubi.
Tebo jogerako ki?
Tebo batandise okwerabika bali waggulu kubanga ne bulu yawe badeze kutuziga kulaba bwe tusamba naye nga kati sawa bali waggulu kubanga ne Malulu bagambye koze maliri kati etusinga goal.
Don't you see? We win. There is a win. We win.
Who was the
Udde Shobo ngamba.
Goal ya Shabana.
Goal ya Shabana yizo okuloza ati njirabye. Zembera byange naye kyemmanyi nti tuwangudde. Tebadde naye tubaagaliza olugendo olulungi okusigala ku butaka bakuume ettaka lino paka.
I'm wondering when does Vero watch games, because she's always saying Zembado mpira sigulaba nenyumidwa. That is always a comment on the KCCAFC fan zone. But we want to thank all our fans. They are really having a blast, I should say, because of the turnaround that the club is having, especially in the second round of the Star Times Uganda Premier League, also including the Stanbic Uganda Cup tournament. Well, we're going to be taking a break. When we return, so much to talk about, including the quarterfinals of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. We have all the numbers and the team news from this and your opinions on Facebook and Twitter when it comes down to the social media poll. All this after the break.
Better to the tips. Never share your personal information like PINs, passwords, or ID numbers with anyone. Legitimate organizations will never ask for such sensitive details over the phone or email. Stay smart and safeguard your information. Brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission, Equity Bank, Momo, United Media, MTN, Stanbic Bank, and NBS.
We live life in the present, always on the move. In action, sports moves with us across everywhere, live, in action. And wherever there is a sport, there is NBS Sport. Wherever their adrenaline-pumping basketball courts are, their NBS Sport is live. From the lush greens of Ugandan golf courses to the roaring engines of motorsport and the excitement from football grounds across the country, there also is NBS Sport live. In the intensity of rugby and the strategic game of chess, NBS Sport is present live. From the fierce punches in boxing ring to the swift moves in the badminton and table tennis, the intense rallies in volleyball, we are present. Through the endurance of cycling and the power plays in hockey, there also is NBS Sport live. When it's game time, we are live. NBS Sport, every moment, every victory, and every game-changing move is captured live. No matter your favorite sport, join us and witness the passion, determination, and the triumphs of Ugandan sports with our world-class live sports broadcasting. With NBS Sport, you experience Ugandan sports. With NBS Sport, you are championing Ugandan sport. NBS Sport, championing Ugandan sports, live. Whatever sport you enjoy, Sport Action on NBS Sport has you covered. Whether you want to support the Uganda Cranes or our netball team, golf or athletics, both domestic sporting events in Uganda and international sporting events in which Ugandans compete are the subjects of our attention. What are you still holding out for? Catch all the excitement on Sport Action by tuning to NBS Sport, brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Ugandan sports.
Continue watching this and more via Afro Mobile, the king of content. To get there, search for Afro Mobile on your app store or visit our website www.afromobile.com. And all you have to do is sign up or sign in, choose a channel, select a payment plan, and start streaming. Afro Mobile. The future is now.
All right, welcome back from that break. You're still watching KCCAFC TV show, season 5, episode 26. We have really moved 26 episodes in the 5th season of this particular show. So, I mean, when we tell you that we are the biggest football club TV in the land, if not even the region, even some parts of the continents outside of Africa. Yes. Aren't we that big? We are that big. We do believe in ourselves.
Very big.
Well, you're still watching the KCCAFC TV show, and we want to dive straight into your opinions on both Facebook and Twitter. We'll start with Facebook. And we had a question run on our screens. Yes, that is the question there. What are your predictions for KCCAFC's Stanbic Uganda Cup quarterfinals match against Bull FC on Saturday? That will be the 11th of April. And we'll be reading your opinions. And we'll start off with a top fan there in Kingsley Hamza says Bull FC 1, KCCFC 2, and uses the hashtags perfectly well. Thank you very much, Kingsley. Odipio Sunday says Shaban 2 and Bull 0. That one is saying Shaban will score 2 to take his Uganda Cup tally to 5. Shafiq Sendagire says KCCFC win in a penalty shootout. Oh, okay. that would be nerves there. Top fan Yiga Livingstone says sure win for KCCFC. And then we have Badman Chata saying 1-1 at full time, and then KCCFC will win it in penalties. We have Nyamadongo Nyams who says KCCFC 2 and then Bull 1, and he puts that Echiri Elugogo well. And then we have Matoyo who says Bull FC 2, Futsoyard 1. What does it say, Futsoyard? That Bull is a Futsoyard. Mira Amira says KCCFC 2, Buto FC 0, and then that should be the second last there. Shona Thanka says KCCFC 3 and Bull 1. Do you have any other comment from Facebook? Well, they are done. Thank you very much for, always putting up your opinions. That is on Facebook and X. We'll be reading your comments. That is on Twitter. Call it X. Well, is it Twitter? Is it X?
It's X, formerly Twitter.
Even on their own. If you say X, my judge down there in the village may not understand you say X, but at least she knows
formerly Twitter.
She knows Twitter because she's on Twitter. My judge is on Twitter.
You are the people that, if they change the name of a place, if there's a tree, and Kumuyembe, when they cut down the tree, it's still Kumuyembe.
Everyone says Kustejao.
Kustejao.
Even when there's no stage.
Even when KCCA changes, make some modernizations, and they put something nice, it still remains Kustejao.
Well, we'll be reading your opinions from X later on in the show, but we want to thank all our fans that do give those comments on Facebook, and we really appreciate. But at least we also return the favor by reading your opinions here. We'll dive straight into the Stanbic Uganda Cup, Patrick. Quarterfinals, busy end in the competition, and this should be the competition where KCCAFC has, there's a more realistic chance to win silverware in the Uganda Cup, even when there's a mathematical chance to win silverware.
I like how you're coming to reality now.
No, more realistic chance and then mathematical chance in the league. We have 7 games to go in the third times Uganda Premier League, and anything can happen in football.
That reminds me of the way our own Uganda Cranes, when it's playing qualifiers and it's doing national duty, we always have to get out the calculators to see mathematically where we lie if we are going to make any qualifications. But for me, at this stage of any competition, be it knockout stage or even if it's league football, this is where you now have to find the strongest team. It's when you face the strongest challenges. But more so with cup football, it means this is now where the strongest teams lie. Even when you look at Europe, the Champions League, Europa's the quarterfinals, the semi-finals always have one of the best teams in the seasons for a particular country. Right now, KCCA is playing Bull, who are actually very good. They lie second,
in the Premier League.
Third.
Second.
With Vipers, okay. They lie second. And then that means they are hard to beat. And they picked 4 points from KCCA this season. That's a win away, and a win at their home, and a draw here. Now, this is a very huge task for KCCA. If KCCA do not beat Bull, maybe they can draw. Not beating can mean a draw. But then if they do not qualify for the semi-finals, it's going to be a bad season for KCCA. The only positive that KCCA can have this season is the second half of the season. The performance that they put up is actually encouraging, and maybe it's something to look for the coming season. But for me, looking at the quarterfinals, I really think that KCCA should easily walk over Bull, honestly speaking. It's the only hope that KCCA in 90 minutes. Actually, I expect KCCA to beat Bull in 90 minutes because looking at KCCA's form this season, I mean in the second round, not only away from home, KCCA has been very solid in the second half of the season, and I expect this to be something that is going to uplift them, because URA was not an easy game, by the way.
Very tough.
Very tough down there in Lugazi, but they managed to clinch that late winner from Chiza Mustafa's free kick. Of course, got lucky by the keeper also fumbling that, and luck is part of the game. I expect KCCA to beat Bull, and if they do beat Bull, give KCCA their trophy. Can we skip from the semis and get the trophy after beating Bull?
No, if you beat Bull, there's a possibility of you playing either Chitara, either Vipers.
I know, but I'm just saying, can we just skip and get our trophy already? Because
if you beat Bull, it is the toughest hurdle. The team that really do well in
the team that you fail to win against
in the league.
You pray that Chitara.
You have not won against Chitara. Chitara has won home and away.
It has to first face Vipers. So you never know, and it's facing Vipers, of which I think
on the same day.
On the same day, and I think Vipers will eliminate them. Now you have a Vipers who you have
Vipers fan here.
Beaten home and away. A Vipers fan. You guy, what are you talking about?
He says Vipers will win. That means you're their fan.
Let me even stop there.
Well, as my producer prepares the numbers between KCCFC and Bull as we stay away from this Vipers fan, just so you know, these are the rules of the quarterfinals. That the quarterfinals definitely has got 8 teams. That is KCCFC, Pajule, Pakwach, Vipers, NEC, Police, Chitara, and Bull. Those are the 8 teams. So FUFA did the draws, but so if the teams are still tying by goals at the end of the match, these are the rules of the quarterfinals. Extra time of not more than 15 minutes each half shall be played to determine the winner, and the team with more goals after extra time will be the winner of the match. If the teams are not separated, that is after the extra time, then sport kicks will be next, and that means that the team that wins after sport kicks qualifies for the semi-finals of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. So that is those are the rules of the competition at the quarter-final level. If KCCFC and Bull draw after 90 minutes, there will be extra time, and 15 each half.
Isn't that the first time? Were you having extra time in?
Yeah, well, there's a year we had it. There's a year, I think the year of COVID. Remember that year that had home and away at quarterfinals, because I think the Uganda Cup started at the round of 32. We didn't start at the round of 64.
Round of 62,
so yeah, we also had extra time there. But the numbers ahead of this one, as my producer prepares to show us the numbers, KCCFC and Bull FC. And in the last 25 games, yes, those are the numbers. In the last 25 games between these sides, Bull has won 5 and KCCFC has won 12 games. Both sides have shared spoils 8 times. And then Bull has scored 20 goals, while KCCFC has scored 34 goals in 25 games. Points 4, and Bull has 23 points, while KCCFC have 44 points. So in terms of numbers, you get to feel that KCCFC has a nod over Bull FC, but there are no points in the quarterfinals because it's a knockout competition. So all that matters is just have more goals than your competition or your opponent, and you're off to the semi-finals, which should be a 2-leg affair.
Yeah, looking at the statistics, of course, this season has not been a good one for KCCA. Even the teams that KCCA had never lost to, it lost this season. But like I told you, for me, I expect KCCA to knock out Bull. Those are small things that KCCA should be doing. And I think the motivation for this should be the fact that KCCA are far away from winning the league this season. The only silverware that KCCA can have, realistically, not your mathematics. As a mathematics teacher, you claim you are. I don't know which school you tutor.
Very many.
But I must pity your students.
I have students that come to me. Not only mathematics, my friend, pure math. Maybe talking about mathematics.
I pity the students if they are sitting for USC exams.
We're not talking about sub-math, but pure math.
We shall have to see the results next year. But like I was saying, the motivation for the team should actually be the fact that they are not going to have any silverware, and this is the only silverware that is there for KCCA FC to have. The only way that KCCA should be knocked out is when they have put up a fight and everything has failed. You know, there is losing with dignity when you see everyone has really put everything they have on the line, but the game has refused. Let that be the only result as to why KCCA should be knocked out. But other than that, for me, my prediction is 3-1 KCCA.
3-1 KCCFC, says Patrick Ochieng, and he says this is the only chance for silverware. That is according to him. I feel that KCCFC has got a chance mathematically in the league and realistically in the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Well, if you're to look at KCCFC's games in the Stanbic Uganda Cup, all the 4 games have come away from home. First against Admin FC 3-0 in Mbale. 2 goals by Shaban Muhammad and 1 from Loki Emmanuel in that one. 2-0 away against Ginger North, a goal from Shaban Muhammad and Saidi Mayanja. 1-0 against URA Football Club, that was at the Meta Stadium in Lugazi, a goal scored by Kiza Mustafa. And now the 4th game away from home against Bull FC. 4 games, that should be strong, top mentality for the club to be able to win games away in a knockout competition.
Yeah, and looking at the last opponent, URA, we scored in the 85th minute against Chiza. I would say it's a tough selection, but these are draws. It's not like it's in a boardroom and they make the draws and they say, now KCCA is going to have to face this. These are draws that have been happening, and fortunately, or I don't want to say it's unfortunate, because KCCA has won all the 3 games and they have all been away. That's where you see top team mentality. You don't have to only win at your home. If you're to win any silverware, you can't win silverware by only winning at home. You must win away from home as much as you win at home. So I don't want to use that as an excuse, and it should never be an excuse for a fan, for a coach, for a player. Football is football. When we go into the pitch, the ball is round for everyone, 50-50 chance for everyone to win. Of course, there is home advantage in football, but for a top team like KCCAFC, Bull is not a top team. We are talking of winning trophies and medals. KCCA has done that on all stages. It has been to CAF. Its players actually have experience. So the business of we are playing away should not happen against Bull.
We're talking of a side that won the Stanbic Uganda Cup 2 seasons ago. That was against Vipers SC, and then Vipers came back to win it last season against Police FC. But not forgetting that KCCFC are the record winners of the Stanbic Uganda Cup, tied with Express on 10 Uganda Cups. And you get to feel that this should be the year, or this could be the year, where KCCFC get that 11th Uganda Cup trophy. Well, we're all going to be at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru on Saturday at 3 p.m. That will be the kickoff. KCCFC visiting Bull FC in the Stanbic Uganda Cup. But as we wind all this up in terms of the Stanbic Uganda Cup and everything, the importance of Shaban Muhammad in this one: 3 goals in the Uganda Cup, 2 against Admin FC, 1 against Ginger North. He didn't score against your FC, but his importance, because you just need to score more goals than your opponent. Not only Shaban Muhammad, I'm only talking about him because he's the top scorer. Should even be the top scorer of the Uganda Cup, if I'm not mistaken. But he's got 3 goals in 3 games.
One thing that I struggle to understand is how KCCA lost against Bull in the first opening game of the season, and also how it lost against Busoga, because these are games that were played at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru, meaning it's artificial turf, and KCCA plays its best football on artificial turf. Well, I'm happy that it now has to go to play against Bull away, still on the artificial turf, and I expect them to win. Of course, Muhammad Shaban, like I told you, even when he has 1 leg, he should be on the pitch and he will do his job like he has always done.
Well, the 2 times KCCFC has visited the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru this season, lost against Bull FC 1-0, the first game of the Star Times Uganda Premier League this season, and also lost 2-1 against Busoga United. So it visits this ground for the 3rd time this season, this time in search of a win or qualification to a double-leg affair. That is the semi-final of the Stanbic Uganda Cup, in a competition where realistically should be the biggest chance for the football club to win any silverware this season. We switch things a little bit up because we have got time is not our best friend, And we've got to read the comments on social media, that is on X, as we have some responses there. We put up a question earlier on our social media pages asking for your predictions for KCCFC's game against Bull FC in the Stanbic Uganda Cup. That game will be on Saturday at the FUFA Technical Center in Jiro. So that is the question. What are your predictions? And let's have some answers or some opinions from X. J. Patrick Palmer says KCCFC 2 and Bull 1. And yeah, he forgot to use the hashtag, but we'll forgive him for today. Senior Dennis Lubega says it will end in tears.
For Bull, of course.
For Bull, that must be
a Bull fan.
No, that he is also sure that Bull is going to lose.
Even the tears. You can see those the tears from Ginger.
The Bull fan is so sure that Bull is going to lose. Pangire Moses Mwesigwa says Bull FC 1, KCCFC 3, and he uses all the hashtags. Top guy Moses, thank you very much.
Because it's
and
your
then
namesake.
Omulangira Tuna Joseph says a win for KCCFC. It will end Bull 1, KCCFC 3 at Njeru, and we are taking it home, Logogo. That is the Stanbic Uganda Cup. And that is some belief there from Suna. Noldin Buryomurure says Bull 1, KCCFC 3. And then the final response on Twitter is Nelson Daula David says it will be 2-1 in favor of KCCFC, and he uses the hashtag KCCFC TV. And that means that KCCFC will make it to the semi-finals of the 50th edition of the Stanbic Uganda Cup.
As per most people's predictions.
Yes, definitely. Even the Bull fan there said it will end in tears for them.
Yeah, man.
I forget his name, but he was quite so sure. What is your prediction for the game against Bull FC? Do you see KCCFC?
3-1.
3-1 for KCCFC? Mine is
2-0 at halftime for KCCA. Very easy.
My prediction is 2-1. We will concede, yes, but we'll score 2 goals. And my man is on Shaban Muhammad scoring in that one.
A hat-trick. Thank you.
A hat-trick? I said 2.
A hat-trick.
He scores. I don't know who scored the other goal, but he will score a goal.
A hat-trick for him. 2-0 at halftime, 3-1 at full time.
Okay.
Thank me later.
Do you have anyone to send greetings to before we wind up?
Yeah.
I'm sure very many people out there do what you want.
I can, if I start sending greetings now, we shall end next week. So everyone watching, thank you so much for watching KCCFC TV, the best club TV in the land, in the country, and in East Africa, Asia, some parts of Europe. Yeah, thank you so much, and catch you guys next Sunday. Over to you.
Well, that is Patrick Ochieng, a usual suspect on the show, but it's been a pleasure, I mean, having you or sitting in front of your screens and, you know, listening to us for a full hour, speaking nothing but KCCFC. And all I can say is this week on Saturday, big game for the football club means so much for the club's entire season. And let's all head down to the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru on Saturday and be behind the boys. You know, that 12th player, the Citizens, please, it will really be very important for the players if they, you know, hear you backing them up and pushing them to, you know, give that extra push. And who knows, maybe this is a season or this is the year where we get to clinch an 11th cup, that is 11th Uganda Cup, because right now we are tied with Express FC on 10 cups. It's a wrap from us, and season 5, episode 26 ends here. From everyone that makes sure this show runs every week on Sunday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll say have a good night and a fantastic new week. Let's be back next week on Sunday to talk nothing but KCCFC TV. Bye-bye.